Good morning. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for your prayers if you saw my post. And I wanted to say how much it means to me to have the group of people that I have, whether it was pool league or high school, middle school, roller skating, um, I don't know, the car shows, play dates with my kids, however we met. I just wanted to say I really appreciate you and your encouragement and your prayers. Today is a very, very important day, and if I don't complete the task ahead of me, well, things might not be real good for me for a while. Um, but I'm sure I can do this, and tomorrow is even a more important day, and I am hoping that things will go okay. I won't actually be a part of it. I can't say what's going on, but when I can, I will. No, everybody's healthy. It's nothing like that. Um, it's life, and I'm just hoping. No, I want to manifest something, and I really, really want it more so than I've ever wanted anything. And it's not like just an item. Um, I'm standing out in my sacred circle. I've been out here since 5 a.m. I've always been a person that slept in, and lately that's changed. I also watch the sun set and the moon rise, and now I watch the moon set and the sun rise. I'm in my sacred circle. I come out here and light candles and incense and say my devotionals. We all know that I'm Wiccan, and to you that actually know what that means, and you know what I'm doing here, brothers and sisters. For you that don't know, just know Wicca is nothing bad. It's not anything negative. It's very much positive, and it very much helps me get through a lot of the things that happen in my life. I do have my family with me. I'm gonna take you off of me. Well, that's the teepee I built my grandchildren. Yes, every branch I went and found, and yes, there's Easter eggs, and I'm gonna have some Christmas balls for Yule. This is a happy place. But anyway, every branch, and you can go inside. It's for little people, but I do sit in here after I take a brush and evict the spiders. I'm not a spider person, but I built this, and then I tarped it the best I could to help keep some of the wind and the rain out, but I haven't figured out how to do the top, which has been kind of a little bit of a problem, obviously. But Tommy's going to come and help me. But I built this for my granddaughters so they could play whatever they wanted to imagine. And I have pass, and as you'll see way down there, the candles flickering, that's the moon sacred circle. That's where I go to honor the phases of the moon. I ran across an area in the woods that looked lifted. I saw like a bridge that opened up into a round circle. It took me forever to clear it. I cleared it. I'm working on the stone circles done. I'm working on tiling it. Instead of planting flowers and kind of raking like I have here, of course now there's leaves, but I now own a leaf blower that is battery operated. Yay, less raking. I've actually found this. I don't know if it's somebody's, but it was at the end of my driveway in the road. So now it's out here. This is some of the beautiful work. I don't know if it's all nature, but there is all kinds of interesting things out here. Interesting trees that are bent. Stockton was, and Lilydale, Cassadaga, was on an episode for the old ones. I'm going to just say Sasquatch, and I do believe that I have some interesting beings out here just by the interesting things that are created. First of all, this I think is absolutely beautiful, and it showed up shortly after I built the teepee. And to me, it's interesting. It looks like a big wreath, but if you see the tree here that is bent, literally bent over, it's not broken because this tree is still blooming. I'd like to tarp this somehow, maybe put tarps up and over, put a blanket, and a log would be your seat, and somehow try to maybe tarp that side using tent stakes, and then tarp the other side, but then, sit in the natural, I don't know what you call it, it's interesting. And earlier I found a nest down there, which was interesting, I thought. But I really have a hard time believing that a tree bent itself over and didn't break, and this is one of their things. And I've had interesting things happen. I'm not going to get into that because everybody will think I'm a nut or a conspiracy theorist. But I do believe that I have interesting things in my woods just by the interesting things that are created. Another area, if I can get to it, like I said, it's just turning into day. So I have to, be careful while I'm walking. The leg is getting there. Unfortunately, both legs don't fit the same, even though they're supposed to be the same. One of the problems I'm finding is the VA doesn't have a Greg. Greg was a technician that I dealt with for most of my life at Prosthetics by Nelson. Unfortunately, the VA doesn't have enough money to have an on-site technician, so they have to send the legs out. And what I'm finding is when this happens, things don't go. I've also made some Native American sigils. Sigils are for good luck when you want to manifest something. The idea is to keep the stone on the stick, as you see. This is one me and my husband did for pretty much for what's going on today and tomorrow, and then I came out and did the rest of them. I'm still working on one, but Native American sigils and spirals in general are supposed to be very powerful, and they're pretty. Like I said, I planted Pachysandra, and I'm going to try to make this into a flower bed. But I've got some androtic chairs for people when I have guests. And then my table and chairs that I sit at, or like I said, my little teepee that I built for my grandkids. But this area is interesting. I find it very interesting because the backdrop are wild berry bushes, which is another thing that they like. But, everybody's gonna go by their own ideas. But what's interesting, let me get up and around. There is some poison ivy in here, and I've already got poison oak under my chin. and it aggravates me, so I itch it and then it bleeds, and that's not good. But I am using cortisone cream, and then I'm using some salve. But this is what I find interesting. If you come up here, I've dropped my roots. Good thing I came back. These are berry bushes, and as you see, this is higher ground. This looks to me like a nesting place. I saw deer prints, so I'm not saying it's just a nesting place for the supernatural, but it definitely, I mean, you have a fence made out of grapevine, which I think is also interesting. I've also started my first grapevine wreath. It's going slowly. Mining grapevine that's pliable. A lot of it is old, so it's but I mean, formations like this, I don't know. Just some of the stuff out here is, I find, is really interesting. It's just very, very, very interesting. It's definitely a circle, and it's definitely an area that you bed down, and then you have the source of, well, when the wild berries ripen, you have wild berries. But as I get into here without actually getting into it, it is definitely, you got the tree. I often said it would have been nice if I had built a teepee over there, simply because of how the tree comes down, and it would have given it some protection from the rain. I just think the path would have been, because I actually have a stone, a cleared path with stone sides, so the kids can get into the woods, so they're not walking like I am right now, until they get used to it. See, they're from North Carolina, and they can't play in the woods because they have cottonmouths, black widow spiders, brown recluse, red ants, and all kinds of nasty crap. And we don't have that in New York. I mean, my mother, I believe, was bit by a recluse that was in some hay, because it ended up at being a spider bite, kinda. I mean, she had to have it cleaned and debreathed, I can't remember, but it wasn't pleasant. It hurt. They didn't give her much for the pain. Of course, that's New York State for you. I'll keep my opinions on pain management to myself. But like I said, this whole area is interesting to me. Just because it is a circle, and they've used, the trees and stuff. But this little area over here, I think, would have made another nice area for something. But as you see, the ground that I'm walking on is not going to be something that little ones are going to want to walk through. So I would have had to really clear a path. But as you see, again, it looks like a homemade fence. And it goes all the way around. So there's, like I said, a lot of interesting things. And I mean, even this, there's trees that are stacked on each other. I get one tree falling, but then having a bunch of other trees completely stacked on it, a little interesting. But this area here, as you see, I think the teepee set in the back of that, because you would have had that backdrop to protect from wind and rain. And then I would have probably been able to get a ladder out here and tarp the area a little better. But like I said, I knew it would be too much for little ones. And I'm talking, Miracle's 8, so she could probably in time learn to walk through the woods with me, but Faith is 3 going on 4, and of course there's a 1-year-old. So I just decided to put the teepee where I put it because it made more sense. It was part of the sacred circle. That way Mom can sit at the table and have a nice tea while her kids and Grammy dream and play whatever they want to play. It's going to be interesting because of the fact that they've never been able to play in the woods. And I grew up in the woods. I was constantly in the woods. I built all kinds of forts at my grandparents' on Route 5. They had a cottage, if anybody knows where the red A-frame is. It was back down in there. My father actually built that A-frame on Route 5. I was born there. Didn't live there very long, but we won't get into that. Anyway, there was a cottage back there, and then I played in the pines and built forts there. Dan Dragon will remember because he helped me make an incredible fort. And then the neighbors went and tore it down because they thought it was a fire hazard. It wasn't. It would have been fine. It's not like I was smoking back then. Not at that age anyway. All that came later. But Danny, you made a great fort. And I'm still building forts. I'm still wandering around the woods. Like I said, I just think this area is neat. And I do leave things out. And before I even started creating the things I created, I did light a candle and I asked the, wood spirits or whatever people believe in, that I meant no harm and that I was creating a sacred space and a special space, a space for me to go when my world felt like it was closing in, when I had an argument or you lose a friend or, times are hard. People aren't the way they used to be. In the 80s, us 80s kids, we rode our bikes, we met up with our friends, we did crazy shit. We got home when the street lights came on. We had fun, and yes, if we had a tiff, well, we might have had a little punching match, and then we were friends and going to the store getting candy. Nowadays, things are different. So this is the path I built. As you see, there's rocks. It goes all the way down. Right now it's full of leaves, and I've also put some wood to try to help them see it. And I figured too they'll probably want to ride their bikes, so I cleared everything. Now that it's daylight, you can see the circle. The cement block was here. At first, this was an area, being truth be told, where I cleaned my dog pen and left it. I had fun clearing that too, but all the little knickknacks, candles, as you see, little things I do pick up, they go in the shed. I have a tote box, the little wine bottles that I burn the candles. Everything is done carefully. I have one up there. And this is my little outdoor altar. Thank you, Patty Valentine, for the wood, the moon. There we go. The waxing and the waning moons. Very nice. I picked up the stars at a garage sale. And I brought the angel with me from the previous house I rented. And she's kind of been my goddess. And I have, little hanging lanterns. So when I do have company, I can actually light the entire path because I have candle holders to light the whole path. And then of course I have lanterns and even a pumpkin. So all kinds of interesting and neat things that I have. I'm going to shut my batteries, flashlights off. I don't need them on. This cute little lantern my husband got me. Oh. I have a diabetic dog, and I do have to bring her out quite a bit. So and she likes going out front versus going in the pen, and we have to be careful. We have had some animals. One year that we were here, we actually had a mama bear and a black bear go through. But I nicely asked them to stay on state land. You've got state land. This is my area. And I haven't seen them since. I wasn't nasty about it. I just was clear that I didn't want them here. Now I have some foxes and some deer that I don't mind, and I have bunnies that my daughter can actually pet. Literally lives underneath our house, exactly underneath her bedroom, which I find interesting. So she has something to do with Rabbit. She is a Gemini. She's the twin. So Rabbit isn't really her totem. The dragonfly is. But she definitely has something with the bunny and animals in general, that she can pet wild animals. She just has, I don't know, she has a natural. Now what we're walking on is an old logging road. And I mean, this is old because there's huge trees now growing in the middle of it. I tried to clear it. And this is my new path, which is completely different. And I really wanted to give it a shot. It's not done yet, so please, no judgment. But I went different. I went bigger with the rocks on the sides, and now we have, and I tried to do them so I can do it. But not always. I'm going to probably have to get some sand but as you see, it's not done. This is the back of my pond. Pachysandra grows. I need to rake. I really need to rake. And most of my flowers, are reseeding themselves. It's that time of year when the ferns start turning yellow. Well, I know, like I said, I'm still managing. That one might be a little too far. I dug these out, and I'm still digging rocks out. But the woods have provided pretty much everything. Now this is the sacred circle, and as you see, it's probably going to be hard to see, but what I saw was this pathway. Okay, not that I go this way all the time, but then you turn up here where the tree is, and you have this bridge. Oh, hi there. We have a little toad. You're on camera. Say hi to your audience. Yes. Go on, little guy, so you don't get stepped on. They're just precious. All life is precious. So anyway, oh, look at you. Look at that. That's a big one. Hi there. Are you the daddy? Are you the daddy? Well, it's nice to see you. Yeah. Are you enjoying my circle? Are you enjoying my circle? You're very pretty. All right, I'll leave you be. But I did bigger rocks for this circle. And as you see, to me, that is like a bridge. It's just like a little bridge. And I saw it in the winter time. And this is raised, and it's raised in a circle. So I dug it out. Oh, there was all kinds of wood and oh crap, other people's things. So I'm hoping to actually have a fire pit, this here, one that we're, have water, and if anything should happen, be safe about it. But my son, Thomas, will be with me. This is my other little altar. It's kind of interesting. The dish was from my Grandma Smith. These candle holders here from Trisha. And then these were also a gift. And these candles are kind of neat because they hold the little chime candles. I have a table here. Yes, there's leaves. And I have like the big candles. And then I have my little turtle back there. And I have those. These were actually old solar lights that quit working. And instead of throwing them away, I used them out here. And I might like do battery operated lights around them. Solar lights don't work very well out here. Some sunflowers, some of my excess party light. This tree was kind of interesting, so there's a party light purple candle in it, and it looks really unique. I got this a long time ago at the old flower shop in Silver Creek. That's not there anymore. It's now a hair salon. It was a restaurant for a while, but it used to be a flower shop, and I used to get flowers for my kids for all occasions, and me and my husband, of course, gave each other flowers. Flowers were a big thing. My bench, I'd like to get another bench. I think I could probably fit another bench here if I leveled this off. And I also think I could probably fit something down there. Maybe another Adirondack chair just as an area to sit. I do have one solar thing, and I didn't make it to the farm festival. I'd like to get a couple more, whoever makes them. They're usually at the farm festival. Maybe next year I'd like to get a couple more. That actually does light up. Of course, as you see, the tops of the trees are turning yellow. Another thing I like about this is it's open, and I can see the moon at all phases, especially when she's full. That's why this became the area for the full moon. And there's also these neat little pine trees. I left them because they were kind of cute. And this was here. I don't know, but to me it looked like a fire pit, like when they cook their stew. Yes, I'm working on a cauldron. Actually, my son is trying to find a cauldron. And I think it would be neat to have. His idea is to cook his father's recipe, chili in it. But anyway, I just decided that I would actually try filming something and letting everybody know again how much your prayers mean. And when I can tell you what's going on, I will. I need to get back into the house now that the day is done. I'm on kind of a schedule to get certain things done today, and I'll probably be up. I didn't get any sleep last night. I know we're supposed to sleep, but too much is going on right now, and I really need to have the full 24 hours of my day. But regardless of what I'm doing, I do come out here and do my thing, and I just kind of wanted to share it with everybody. So I hope everybody has a really nice day, and thank you again for your prayers.